cute, frightening monster. And if I have time, we will do 2 of them, or I will make another one because I've got 2 of them here. They're similar yet slightly different. And I really like both of them. And so let's get started here. Just wanted to see, I need to double check to make sure that my video is listed, or yeah, that it's not unlisted. Okay, so I have my chat box up here if anyone has any questions or anything. I have my chat box up, so I'm going to get started here. Okay, so hopefully I can get this one in here. So I'm going to start right about here. This one might be a little bit smaller than some of the other ones that I've made. Okay, so we do have some great big eyes with this one. Okay, so, okay, let's go down here. I don't want to cut myself off from too soon. Okay, let's do the shadow of a nose right there. We're going to start with the kind of the corner of the eyes. They are great big eyes like this, and they kind of expand into the ears a little bit like that. Okay, we're going to start with a little point right here. They're going to go up like this, out and around. They're like that. Okay, so I'm going to take this part, kind of gradually take it up there, and then so we're working on the ears here. Okay, so we're going to take the chin down around this direction. It's sort of connected. Oh, hello. We got some folks in here. Hello. Miles. Hello, Miles. How are you today? And, okay, so I'm going to take this little ear right here, and we're going to go like this up there. Now, okay, let me finish this before we do any other parts. Okay, we're going to take this and around like this. It almost looks like little bat wing ears is what it sort of looks like. Okay, and so, oh, perfect. Perfect. The head is great. Now, I'm concerned for myself because, let me see if I can, because I may not have left enough room for the body, but okay, I'll just see how I get through this. Okay, so I've got kind of a little neckerchief going on right here. You have anything else you'd like to share about your day with us, Miles? Anything at all? We've got the whites. The whites of the eyes is actually a reflection in the eyes. So we're going to do this, and they turn out really, really cute when we do the reflections in the eyes like this. We have sort of a kind of an eyelash. Well, it's not, yeah, it's an eyelash. It's kind of an eye wrinkle sort of up here like this. Bit of an eye wrinkle going on like that. We do have kind of a tiny bit of another eye wrinkle right around there. It's sort of a lip around the eye. It's just a tiny little roll that I'm going to enhance it a little bit like this. Goes around this one too. And so we have sort of a ring around the eye, the little dark part in here like this. And so some of the eye is gray, some of it's really dark. So we got a good start here. Okay, so, okay, how am I going to do this part? Okay, so we've got the little, we need to work on the feet. So this is the bottom part of the body of our creature right here. And we're going to work on our feet. We're going to take it down here into this rough patch. I got a little rough patch in here. And we've got toenails. sticking out like that. Okay, so then the feet are, we're going to take the ankle back in this direction. And okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, let me see if I can remove, okay, well, I just ripped more of my paper off. That's all I did. Okay, so we're going to take this, go down here like that, over a little bit. And so we're going to kind of hump these up like this, a little bit of humpy part right there. We're making toenails, toenails, toenails. So what do I need to do with this one? I feel like there's some things missing. Yeah, there is some things missing like this. Kind of, it's sort of little webbed feet a little bit. Give it a little curly bit. Hello. Hello there. The Barn family. Hello. Hello, Barn family. Shout out to you. Okay, so I'm continuing on here. Actually, this one I need to move a little bit. I need to move this, I need to move the, I kind of want the reflection up here a little bit more like that. Okay, and so now I'm gonna shadow this in like this. I don't want to cover up my reflection too much because the reflection really makes the eyes most of the time. It gives them great big, what people call doughy eyes, like on a fawn, a doe. When you see those really dark eyes, and and it just creates that little cute, you know. But it's a cute, frightening. That's what I'm working on, is a cute, frightening little creature here. Yeah, this reflection here is a little bit bigger than the other one. I can close it up a little bit. Okay, so I need to depict some gray, so I'm just going to do some slight shading here. I'm not going to pencil it in too hard right now. If I need to, I'll pull out my ink, my dark ink marker, and make it a little bit darker if I need to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take the lines like this and curve them out in the ears, just like this. We're going to do a few of them. And so there's kind of a little dark spot right in here, darker spot in the ear. And so my ears aren't as big as in the image of what I'm looking at, but I'm going to have to work with it because I chose to use a smaller piece of paper. So this completely changes the look of my creature here. Okay, so we're going to take this foot over in this direction, and we're going to hump the side out a little bit like this and up. Now we've got two arms we've got to work in here somewhere too. They are a little bit hairy, so I'm just going to draw a little line like this and down in this direction. And we've got 3 fingers we're working with, 3 little fingers. There's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to curve this around kind of like this, and we're going to put some little wrinkles here in the arm, right there like that. We've got little wrinkles in there. Now we will be adding some hairs on. We're just going to be adding little hairs on like that. And so what I'm going to do is kind of the same thing with this one. We're going to start out like this. We're going to go down here. Is that too much? No. Okay, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And we're going to take this up here like that. And I am going to either erase or blend this in somehow, so because we went over too far. Okay, so what I need to do, I kind of need to put a little bit of a shadow. I think there's a little bit of shadowing in here, like that. A little bit of shadowing. Oh, I know what else I'm missing on here too, is we've got kind of a jagged neckerchief is what we've got going on here. It's jagged. It's all kind of gnarly like that. And so I've got some, I'm going to shade with the side of my pencil like this, up like this, just shading with the side of my pencil. And so I've got a little bit of a shade up here like this. And, oh, we need to work on the mouth too. We've got so much going on. This is so much fun though. Who would have known that drawing could actually be easier than what some people make it look? And I would have been the last person I would have thought could draw some of this stuff like this. But I can literally do it, and I can share with you guys how I do it too. So hopefully if that's something some of you like doing, then maybe it's something you'll like and pick up in the future. You know, maybe not right now, maybe in the future when you find you have more time from life. I know life has a way of getting in the way of things that we like doing and that we enjoy doing, unfortunately. I always have this saying, life is not supposed to be hard, and there are elements that make life a lot harder than what it should be. And so, okay, so I'm taking, how am I going to do this part now? I've got a little, let's make a little thing right here like this, and a little, we're making the nostrils here, and I'm going to make a little nostril down there like that, and I'm just going to make a little bit of, oh, what is it going to be? Some shadowing. Yeah, some shadowing kind of like that. Let's see how it looks. That's cute. Is he a frightening cute? I don't know. He does. Let's get some of these gnarly teeth in here and see how much frightening we can make him. We'll try and get something that looks like some little tiny gnarly teeth. Hopefully that looks like some little gnarly teeth right there. They're tiny. They're the tiny gnarly teeth. Really, you know, those tiny teeth. And so there's kind of an open, well, let me draw the teeth here. I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room. I should have left myself a little bit more room. But there's some little tiny teeth down here. Little tiny gnarly teeth down here. And so I'm going to take this like this and kind of give it a little mouth shape there like that. Hopefully it looks gnarly. He looks kind of mean. He looks a little bit mean right now. Okay, so let me do a little bit of cross hatching, shadowing here. It can be circles, however you want to make it. This right here is not a tongue, even though it might look like a tongue. It's part of the neckerchief, even though it might look like a tongue right there. It sort of does look like a tongue a little bit. But I'm just going to shadow in here a little bit and kind of enhance this part so it looks more like a gnarly mouth right there like that. And then I'm going to try to flecking in some little hairs here is what I'm doing. It's got a little bit of hair. It looks sort of like a squirrel a little bit. That's what we got going on right there. There's some little squirrel characteristics and features. And right here in the ears are down here. We've got some little flecks of ear hairs going on right in there. And we've got some little whiskers. Little whiskers coming out right there like that. More little whiskers coming out here like this. Okay, so let's see. I might need to... Okay, let's do that. Did that help a little bit? I think it did. A little bit, somewhat. Let's add a little bit of shading up here. do a little bit of shading. Okay. We got, yeah, that works. That absolutely works. So let's make a little bit of dark right in here, like that. Now I've got kind of a little circle right there, half circle, not a real full circle, half circle. Let's see, we've got a little more half circles. They just kind of accentuate a little bit and add in a little bit more highlights. Let's see, what else have we got down here? Okay, so the arm. So we've got little hairs here on the arms like this. A few little hairs coming out. We'll just kind of circle out our hairs with some little Zentangle doodling type things. And it also depicts some shadowing, same thing. And so we don't really need to use the side of our pencil too much. Now here we've got more shading between the fingers. So we're going to let the fingers stand out some, and we're going to shade between the fingers. So that's what I'm doing right here, is shading between the fingers using the side of my pencil like that. Just adding shading, and then it helps pop the fingers out. And so we've got just kind of little circular hair shapes, hair showing little hairy spots and specks here on our creature, our frightening creature. Okay. And we've got some little tiny, just tiny little hair specks. Hair follicle specks is what they look like. I wonder if I need to make some of these a little darker, maybe. Okay, so I can take, and I'm going to use the side of my pencil like this and shade a little bit right here in the ear. And I'm going to shade, I'm using the side of my pencil, shading like this, the side of my ear like this, just shading a little bit, making it a little bit darker. And I'm going to take some of this out like this, like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let me see what we're going to do right here. We'll do a little bit more darkening, a tiny bit. And, oh, we need some hairs up here. Some little hairs standing out right up there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, one ear has, we're missing some things on this other ear over here. Okay, we've got, we're going to take you, and we are going to do this. We're going to take you like that, and we're going to shade a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of circular shading in here. I'm not going to make it overly dark, but I just want enough there to depict. Okay, I need to add some darker shading right here to show the eye. I want the eye to stand out from the ear, even though they kind of overlap with each other. I want the eye to stand out. We're going to do this a little bit like that. Oh my goodness, I like that. And I especially like it too when I blend it in. when I blend, so right here I've just completely gotten rid of the line altogether, and we've got little hairs up there now. I've just completely gotten rid of the line. We've got these really pretty, well, it looks like part of our eye is missing. We might need to take this part and bring it on around like that. Yeah, I think that kind of helps to finish the eye, not just leave it halfway done. It is helpful to finish things, and not just leave it halfway. Oh, that does look a little bit better, quite a bit better now. Um, Although it did work as well, just making part of an eye. I think that worked too. And so I'm going to add a little bit of shading, putting my pencil sideways. I'm going to add some shading right there. I'm going to add a little bit of more shading right here like this. Oh my, oh my gosh. This little creature he is both cute, frightening, and adorable, and I don't know what other words I could think of. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade. I want to add some more dark and, I'm doing a little bit of a zigzag here. It makes it stand out, but it also depicts hair. So it gets rid of that fine line. Oh, I like that a lot better. And so we'll kind of do the same thing down here too. We're going to get all these little shadows and hairs and things down here. Okay, let's see what we can do with the feet. Okay, I don't want to completely get rid of the toenails, and that's what I'm afraid of. If I shadow too much, I might be getting rid of all my little toenails, and I don't want to do that. Okay, because I don't have a lot of room down there. And so you see the little toenails sort of stand out a little bit there. I don't want to get rid of all my toenails. I want them to stand out. Okay, so what do I need to do with, okay, the one thing I can do is darken up this part, make the hand stand out a little bit more like that, and just apply a little bit more pressure with my pencil. So the fingers stand out a little bit more, and that's what I'm doing, is applying pressure with my pencil so it stands out more. If I need to, I'll get out my fine tip marker so it stands out more. Okay, he looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to add a little bit of circular right here, a circular for showing some contrast and some shape, that our little creature has. It's kind of like abs on a human being, where you have to use something to show, hey, we're not showing hair on the human being, but we're showing that something is actually standing out, and so that's why we have this here. We can with hair, it's pretty easy. When you have hairy little creatures, it's easy to make things to show shape. Sometimes on humans, it's a little bit harder, but it's become kind of a joke with humans, though, making these men. AI especially loves men with abs. It doesn't matter how old they are. I think AI, if we were permitted to make children, it would probably be showing. That would be funny, showing a 6-year-old kid with abs, and I have a feeling that AI would probably do that right now. Make some 6-year-old kid with abs. With the direction that it's gone. I can just see it now, but I think that's something someone else is probably going to have, or be able to pull off and do. Not me. I don't have those features. But I think that would be a funny joke, showing a. Well, actually, you could do like a a short person, a very short person who's like maybe 3 feet tall. I think you could pull that off with an adult who's like maybe 50 or 60 years old, and they're very short, and they probably have I mean, they're in really good shape. They got one of those California hard bodies, and the dwarf has really, really abs, kind of like Matt Roloff. Do you guys remember Matt Roloff from back in the day, who he had the farm up there in Oregon? And then it went out of business. I think that, well, yeah, him and his wife Amy got divorced, and so they no longer have their business anymore because things didn't work out. And so they were trying to set something up for themselves after they got out of TV, And I think that was supposed to be the farm and create a future for their kids and their family, and it didn't work out. And so I noticed this common denominator with the reality TV people, that they did all those similar things, trying to create franchises and business ventures. And so we've had over like at least 15 years or more. Now, back in the MTV days, we didn't really have that a whole lot. You know, where they had the road rules and reality TV stars, back in the day, they weren't actually setting up franchise business like like they do now. And it's like, well, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's like, are they just simply setting up trying to promote their state now, or did they go into business with the state and they're trying to promote their state? I'm not quite sure. Now, California does not need promotions at all. They don't need none at all. And there's just a lot of places that really don't need promotions when it comes down to promoting states. But sometimes it just seems like a lot of these celebrities, they want to promote their state, and it's like, rah, 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 rah. Give our state more money. Give our state more money. And it's like, well, wait a minute. You guys are kind of leaving out a big portion of the American public population when you do things that way, and you create an unfair advantage for yourself over other people who actually need assistance too. And you completely, it's like, well, the United States right now is basically run by California, unfortunately. That's the kind of policy that we've had. And I know people don't like to talk about that, and I'm trying really hard to not talk about that all the time, but if we don't talk about it, then things tend to just stay the same. And I don't like that aspect, my own self, of things staying the same, because it's hurting us. It's not helping us, it's actually hurting us. And that's why I talk about these things. And, so I like to think of things in the grand scheme of helping all of us, not just a few of us, but everybody who needs help, who has not been criminals and things like that. In the grand scheme of things like that, that's kind of how I like to do things, But apparently there's other people who just want to hurt others, and cause problems. And, so I'm not sure what to do with that, And so for those of us on YouTube, we're trying to do things that we're embracing to people in the United States. Now, there was others who thought, oh gosh, we need to make this a worldwide thing. It's like, okay, is that Wall Street now talking? Wall Street? Or what else came in here? You wanted to do things for people outside of the country besides inside of your own country, and you decided to hurt people inside of your own country, which was inside of the United States. And so, yeah, I see the direction that things went, and it wasn't. Well, one of the things that they've said, like with the Uber thing, and I think I talked about this the other day, Uber, the people at Uber, they've noticed, they said, well, when Uber first came out, they paid the people to do deliveries really well. Well, then they bailed out and they left them high and dry. And so the money got worse. Well, didn't the same thing happen on YouTube too? The money got worse. And they said, okay, there, now you do it yourself. We paid you a little bit of money. Now you do it yourself. And so what are people supposed to do with that other than now? Silicon Valley again, the tech industry again, is getting a very bad reputation. for things and not helping people who need help. So these other people are going to have to go back to their own country and lobby their own government, not the United States. I mean, Silicon Valley is based in California. It is inside of the United States, kind of like they always said the credit card companies are based in Delaware, whatever that means. So they go under the Delaware policy. I don't know what imagine if we looked at Delaware and decided to ask similar questions that we ask of Silicon Valley and autonomous things related to credit cards. And if we applied the credit card and banking just to Delaware, the same way that we apply Silicon Valley to California, that would be kind of an interesting. I don't know, maybe they did things like that back in the day and I just don't remember, because, when you look at the banking information, everything says based in Delaware, based in Delaware, based in Delaware. And it's like everything is based in Delaware related to banking. I mean, that's kind of weird. That's really kind of weird there. Well, I think I'm done here. There's not much. There's a little bit of stuff in the background, but I'm not sure. I think I just want to leave it like that. I think that looks good like that.